This is how China and Iran are saving Europe's biggest river. Russia enlisted the help of dredging companies from China and Iran to help clean up the Volga River. In this video, we'll be discussing how the biggest river in Europe is being saved by China and Iran. Currently, Russia and Ukraine are at war. Russia's human and material resources were badly depleted during the Russia-Ukraine war. The total industrial strength of Russia is fading, and Russian technology and dredging equipment are no longer at the forefront of the global market. Russia lacked the capacity to finish the dredging of the Volga River when the Volga River navigation was shut. In order to participate in the dredging of the Volga River, Russia found dredging businesses from China and Iran. Yet this has sparked great skepticism from Western nations who perceive this cooperation as support for Russia's attack on Ukraine. Is this indeed the case? In actuality, the Volga is the mother river of Russia. It is also the largest inland river in the world and the longest river in Europe. The Volga River has its beginnings to the northwest of Moscow and flows 3,688 kilometers into the Caspian Sea, the biggest inner lake in the world. The Volga River's total decline is also not very great. The river channel is steady, with an average water depth of more than 3.5 meters, making it an excellent sailing environment for big ships. Cargo ships of 5,000 tons or more can use the Volga River. More than 200 million tons of cargo travel through this location annually. Approximately 70% of Russia's exports are made up of commodities transported by ship, primarily due to Russia's infrastructure, some of which has not been maintained in a very long period. Both road and rail transit are under a great deal of pressure. In contrast, it requires roughly 3 hectares of land to construct 1 kilometer of roads or railroads, and nearly no land is required to use the ocean or a natural river. It requires more time and money to develop frozen land in Russia because of the country's chilly climate. Russia is more reliant on river shipping as a result. Russia made the decision to deepen and broaden the Volga River channel in order to reduce the shipping pressure on the river. The Volga River channel will typically have water depths of more than 4.5 meters, according to the design. For a river that is 3,688 kilometers long, this is unquestionably a large undertaking. Yet, due to the fact that Russia's dredging technology and equipment lag behind the best in the world, the total local dredging fleet in Russia has a 40,000 cubic meter per hour capacity. The Volga River dredging project could take more than 10 years to complete if it is carried out by the Russian local fleet. Yet, because of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the majority of nations have decided to turn down Russia's call for cooperation. Just Iran and China, 2 trustworthy partners, are available for Russia to pick from in order to collaborate on this initiative as quickly as possible. Then why did China and Iran decide to work with Russia? In actuality, Russia and Iranian ocean industries have a long history of collaboration. Iran has previously helped Russia with engineering collaborations on its internal river routes. A variety of industrial equipment has been produced for Russia by Iranian ocean industries. For Iran, exporting goods or technology to Russia is a profitable business venture. Iran is the target of U.S. sanctions, much like Russia. Thus, these 2 nations' interests in international politics are aligned. The majority of China and Russia's collaboration is focused on commerce and the economy for China. Russia and China have also worked together for a very long time. China already leads the globe in dredging because of its advanced infrastructure engineering technology. China's involvement will make the massive dredging project simpler. Moreover, the Volga River waterway links the Eurasian continent's transit networks. The Volga River Canal may someday play a significant role in the export of products from Asia to Europe, and China can also undertake economic trade through it. So, both Russia and China stand to benefit from this engineering collaboration. But in the view of Western nations, China and Iran's trade collaboration amounts to support for the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. China and Iran have reportedly joined a military alliance with Russia, according to media reports in the United States. As the Volga River is enlarged, the Russian Caspian Sea fleet will be able to quickly approach the Sea of Azov to take part in the conflict, providing Russia a tactical edge in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. But is it actually true? China and Russia work together more on a business level, but China will not join the military alliance that Moscow is forming. In the past, products could be brought by train from China to Moscow and then transported down the Volga River to the Caspian Sea in Europe. The Volga River, however, can no longer handle the transportation demands as the strain on it grows from ships. Once the Volga River dredging project is finished, larger cargo ships will be able to navigate here, including those from China, Iran, and India. Russia's domestic products can be exported more effectively, which is good for the Eurasian continent's economy and culture. This opportunity for cooperation in the dredging project also gives China a chance to showcase the power of its own dredging project. China has led the globe in dredging engineering technology after over 40 years of industrial upgrading. China dredges more than 1 billion cubic meters of water each year. The Tianjin and Tenkun, which China independently created, are two of the biggest heavy dredging ships in Asia. They can both mince and dredge seabed rock and silt with a working efficiency of roughly 6,000 cubic meters per hour. Their assistance will make it simpler to dredge the Volga's course. Also, the Tian won't interfere with other ships' navigation while the dredging is being done. The dredging of the Volga River is a better option when compared to traditional dredgers, according to Tianjin. The carrying capacity of the river will be significantly increased after the channel of the Volga River grows deeper than 4.5 meters. Russian, Chinese, Iranian, Indian, and other cargo ships will be able to transport more heavy commodities to and from the Caspian to Europe, thanks to the canal's planned dredging. Additionally, this will permit the movement of bigger military ships from the Russian Caspian flotilla. Being a part of this initiative will benefit Iran and China from a geoeconomic and geopolitical standpoint by assisting Russia in overcoming some of the obstacles that are impeding both Moscow's ability to solve these issues on its own and its current infrastructure. From the eastern edge of Europe to the Indian Ocean, a new transcontinental trade route being built by Russia and Iran will be 3,000 kilometers long and unaffected by outside interference. The two nations are investing tens of billions of dollars to hasten cargo transportation via the rivers and railways that connect to the Caspian Sea. The path is already being traveled by dozens of Russian and Iranian ships, some of which are subject to sanctions. It is an illustration of how great power competition is quickly altering trade networks in a global economy that appears to be splitting into competing blocs. Under intense pressure from sanctions, both Russia and Iran are gravitating towards one another while also looking to the east. The objective is to forge new trade ties with Asia's massive and rapidly expanding economies while securing existing ones against meddling from the West. Iran's participation in the dredging project was decided upon earlier and came after two other decisions, one of which led Chinese dredging companies to take part in the project and the other of which permitted Tehran to utilize its own ships in the Volga-Caspian Seaway Canal. Iranian participation, according to the two engaged Russian government organizations, the Russian Maritime and River Fleet Authority and the Russian Port Authority, will enable Russian officials to deepen the canal to 4.5 meters. Justification for allowing Tehran and Beijing to participate in what should be a national infrastructure effort to open the way for more Caspian flotilla ships is understandable given the pressure that Russian forces in Ukraine are currently facing. This waterway will help Russia better develop its own economy. Shipping from here to the Caspian Sea in Europe may also become less expensive for China, Iran, India, and other nations. Future economic growth in this region is what we anticipate. That's all. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon to get more videos.